Good evening, everyone. Today videos will be based on introduction to zoology and basically introduction to invertebrate zoology. Now, what is zoology itself? Zoology is the scientific study of animals and their behavior, physiology, classification, and distribution. That is what zoology is. Now, um, animals have immensely diverse characters, you understand, and we can say the most diverse living organism on earth and the planet is the animals, you understand. Hence, zoology is the study of the animal diversity as well as the behavior, the physiology, the classification, and the distribution of these living organisms, you understand. Now, on my own derivation that I actually put here, we said what is zoology? Zoology is the branch of what? Is the branch of biology that deals and concerned with the study of animals, the animal kingdom, and it is also known as what? It's also known as animal biology. The study of zoology includes the interaction of animal kingdom in their ecosystem, such as their classification. You have to note that their habits, their structure, their embryology, their distribution, their evolution, and the extinct species, which means what is the relationship between the living species and the extinct species of a particular group of organisms. That is what zoology studies. You understand? Now, zoology is the division of biology that deals with animal kingdom. I've said that already. And the pioneer of this particular branch of biology is a Greek man, a Greek scientist, or let me say a Greek philosopher. Don't let me use scientist. A Greek philosopher named Aristotle. He was the first person to classify living things into animals and plants. You understand? He classified them into animals and plants, and he further classified living organism into something like those, like based on their physical characteristics. He classify organisms into example, those that can walk, those that can fly, and those that can swim. You understand? That is one classification. Classify some as those that have red blood and those that don't have red blood. I get me now. So this great man actually do his research well, go into the animal kingdom and classify them, but all his classification was based on natural classification. I get me now, was based on natural classification. We are still going to be talking about types of classification before we finish this. Now, like I said, the study of zoology includes animal physiology, their behavior, their interaction with the other species, and also their interaction with the environment. So, followed by Aristotle, some great scientists also work on the aspect of zoology. The likes of Carl Linnaeus, Theodor Schwann, and other scientists like that. They are what? They are pioneers in the aspect of what? The aspect of zoology. Now let us talk about the branches of zoology. The branches of zoology. Zoology is an immense array of what? Of science. You understand? And if you're talking about the branches of zoology, we have different branches of zoology, which we are going to be talking about now. Now, in the branches of zoology, we have something like we have zoography, that is descriptive zoology. We have comparative zoology. We have soil zoology. We have mammalogy. We have comparative anatomy, hepatology, animal physiology, entomology, behavior ecology, ornithology, ethology, and invertebrate and vertebrate zoology. Now, in this aspect, we are going to be dealing with this invertebrate and vertebrate zoology, because we believe that every other aspect of zoology actually based on these two sub branches. You understand? That is invertebrate and vertebrate zoology. Why is it not working? We have the marker invertebrate and vertebrate zoology. So these are the what we are going to be dealing with, basically the invertebrate and vertebrate zoology. Now, moving from there, talking about the invertebrate zoology, because that's actually the first thing that we'll be talking about. Invertebrates actually occupy about 97% of all named animal species. You understand? They have about 95% of them. Are you getting me now? So that should show you how large or how much the invertebrate is. You understand? And we can say these are animals without vertebral column. Are you getting me now? Now, because of this fact that they are much, you understand, we still have subdivision under what? Under invertebrate zoology. And example of them is anthropology, arachnology, entomology, cachinology, and other ones like that, like the other ones that are listed here. Are you getting me now? Now, basically, the important aspect of zoology, talking about zoology, of all these ones that I listed, of all these ones that I listed, look at this. For all these one I listed, they are five. We have the parasitology, and parasitology is the study of parasites, or let me say the study of protozoans and helminthes. You understand? The protozoan and helminthes that causes harm to other living organisms. That is parasitology. We have fishery and aquaculture. You understand? That's also a branch of what? A branch of zoology. We have ecology. That is the study of living organisms and their environment. We are going to be talking more on that as well. We have entomology, that is the study of parasites, the study of insects. Sorry, we have entomology, which is the study of insects. We are still going to be talking more about that. So these are different aspects of zoology that we are having, that we are going to be talking about. Now, moving from there, we can have something like classification of living organisms. Now, remember, as stated in the previous slide, I said living organisms can be classified. I said zoology is based on what? Is based on two aspects. That is what? That is based on classification and what? And animal physiology, right? So zoology, as stated previous, include the study of animals. So the study of zoology also requires classification, and this classification involves the natural classification, the one that is marked in blue, and the artificial classification, the one that is marked in orange. Now, talking about natural classification is the one that do not describe the phylogeny and the evolutionary trend of what? Of a living organism or relationship between them. Now, this natural classification is a classification based on conveniency. It is very simple. You understand? You just look at something and you classify them the way you see them. You understand? So it does not say that, okay, are these things relating or are they not relating? It won't say that. So that is what makes this one to be what? To be crude. I would say crude, simple. I get me now. So natural classification is not really applied, because at the end of the day, you are going to be putting organisms that are supposed to be in different groups. You are going to be putting them in the same group. For example, if you want to consider me and for example, fish. I get me now. Fish have head. I also have head. I get me. So if you want to compare us, the both of us have head. Okay, animal that have head, put them there. I get me now. But you have to know that there are still some things that is different between what? Between me and fish, because both of us normally we are classified on subphylum craniata, right? We all have cranium, but still they are still like what? There are still some properties that what? That differs the both of us, and that is what artificial classification is all about. So artificial classification, which is the second one, deals with what? Several natural affinities. Deals with several natural affinities, which includes various internal and external structures. Even the character that is yet to be discovered is going to be what? Is going to be stated by what? By artificial classification. You understand? Now, moving from there, artificial classification includes or it involves the classification of phylogeny and evolutionary relationship among organisms. So it tells us about the relationship between the past or the extinct species and the what? And the new species. You understand? The evolutionary trend, the evolutionary relationship. You understand? So it tells us about them. That is artificial classification. It classifies them based on what? Based on some internal structure, some external structure. You understand? That is what it classifies them about. Now, moving from there, we now have the hierarchy of what? The hierarchy of classification. Let me clean this. Let us have this. The hierarchy of classification. On here we have the highest and we have the lowest. So the highest is the kingdom and the lowest is what? Is the species. Now we now have an acronym that is used for that. We have the acronym K, D, C, O, F, G, S. But in animal kingdom, we are going to represent this D with P, because had it been it is plant, it is going to be division. But now it is now what? It is now phylum. This is K, this is P, this is C, this is O, this is F, and this is G. This is what? This is S. So all of them are what? They are represented here. Are you getting me now? Now we are now having something like let me clean this. Let me clean this so that it won't look cumbersome. So we're having this now. Based on this, uh on kingdoms, remember I told you that let me replace this back. Remember I told you that kingdom is the highest and this one is the lowest. I supposed to use a remarker, but we are good with that. Now let me clean this. Now apart from that, we now have kingdoms. Kingdoms can now be subdivided into five. We have five categories of kingdoms, and we have the kingdom monera, the kingdom protista, the kingdom fungi, the kingdom plantae, and the kingdom animalia. For the kingdom monera includes the what? The sorry, I'm supposed to use this. Kingdom monera includes the prokaryotes. Includes the prokaryotes. So kingdom monera includes the what? The prokaryotes. And which means organisms that have no true nucleus, or they do not have a well-defined cellular membranes. That is what we define prokaryotes as. So in this kingdom monera, we basically have bacteria and what are cyanobacteria. So kingdom monera can be classified into what? Into two. That is schizophita and what? And cyanophyta. That is schizophita and cyanophyta. Are you getting me now? So that is the bacteria and what? And the blue-green algae, the cyan algae, the blue-green algae. That is what? That is what kingdom monera are. So we are less concerned about that in zoology. You understand? Those are microbiology students that are actually working on that. Now, talking about the what you're actually concerned about in zoology aspect, we're going to talk about the kingdom protista, the kingdom protista, and the kingdom protista and the kingdom animalia. These are the basic aspects of zoology that we'll be talking about: the kingdom protista and what? The kingdom animalia. Now the protist is very very important, because in the next slide I'll be showing what the protist is. Protista they have phylum that is known as phylum protozoans, and protozoan is actually derived from two Greek word, that is proto and zoo. And proto means first, proto means first, and zoo means animals. So like I said proto means, so I said proto means what? Proto means first, and zoo means what? Zoo means animals. You understand? So let me try to clean that. We have proto means first and zoo means animals. So from this, they believe to be the what? To believe to be the first animals that ever lived on earth. Now from that, they are now what? They are now unicellular organisms. You understand? They are found in the cellular level of organization. Remember, in the level of organization of life, in the organization of life, we have what we know as the moctoso, and in this moctoso is actually the microorganelles, also known as the atomic level of organization, the organelles, also known as the molecular level of organization, the cell, also known as the cellular level of organization. This is tissue, this is organ, this is system, and this is what? These organisms. But this group of organisms are found in what? In the cellular level of organization. You understand? They are found in the cellular level of organization, which means they have microorganelles and they have organelles, but they have no tissue, they have no organ, they have no system, and they have no what? They are organisms, but they have no systems. You understand? So they have what? They have a very simple what? Morphology. You understand? And they can be subclassified into classes, four classes. And we have class Sarcodina, the Mastigophora, the Celiophora, and what? And the Sporozoa. Example of Sarcodina is what? Is amoeba. Example of Mastigophora, I'm still going to classify them into two. Example of Celiophora is what? Is Paramecium. paramecium. An example of sporozoa is what? Is plasmodium. Plasmodium. You understand? That is plasmodium. Now, like I said mastigophora can be subclassified into two. Mastigophora can be subclassified into zoomastigophora and phytomastigophora. For the zoomastigophora, it's from the word zoo, that is animals. You understand? So animals like mastigophore, like they behave like animals. An example is what? Is trypanosome. Trypanosome. Now, example, like I said, trypanosome. Now, example of plant, that is phytomastigophora is plants like mastigophore. An example of phytomastigophora is euglena. Euglena viridis. Euglena is an example of what? It's an example of phytomastigophora. I hope you get that. So this one, the reason why they call them phytomastigophora is because they behave like plants. And how do they behave like plants? Euglena, they behave like plant because they have what? Because they have chlorophyll. Because they have chlorophyll, so they behave like plants. So let me clean that. I hope you get that. Or let me leave it. So like I said, let me clean this so that it won't cause distraction. Now kingdom animalia can now be subdivided into 10 phyla. We have the porifera, the coelentrata, and to master this, I can actually give you an acronym, and the acronym is PCP NAMAEC. NAMAEC. Said NAMAEC. PCP NAMAEC. That is porifera, coelentrata, Platyhelminthes, that is flatworm, the Nemathelminthes or Nematoda, Annelida, Mollusca, Arthropoda, Echinoderm, and Chordates. Now, in invertebrate zoology, we will only be dealing with what? We will only be dealing with these ones, from porifera to what? To Echinodermata. You understand? These are the ones that we'll be dealing with in what? Now, you have to know that coelentrata is also subdivided into Cnidaria and Ctenophora. So in some textbook, you might not see coelentrata. You are going to see Cnidaria and what? And Ctenophora. They are still what? They are still the same thing. Now, Chordata also have some invertebrates inside. You understand? But we don't really study them in invertebrate zoology. We study them in chordate zoology. So invertebrate zoology will be dealing with these ones. You understand? Now, for the chordate zoology, you understand? We also have chordata can be subdivided into different subphylums. We have the urochordata, we have the hemichordata, we have the cephalochordata, and we have the vertebrata. You understand? And we have the vertebrata. So these are the ones that we are having. So we are not really concerned with this one for now. We are less concerned with this one. Remember, with the acronym that I gave you, it is PCP NAMAEC. So this is the acronym that I gave you. Now, protozoan, look at this slide. This slide is just giving us an example of protozoan. Now let me go back to the previous thing that I gave. Now, what are the relationship that this sarcodina have? They have agent of locomotion. How they move? This one move with pseudopod or pseudopoda. Pseudopod. You understand? This one move with flagella. Move with flagella. You understand? This one move with cilia. And this one has no agent of locomotion. No. It has no agent of locomotion. This one is pseudopodia, this one is flagella, this one is cilia, and this one is no agent of locomotion. So look at this. This is an example of ciliata. That is paramecium. All these small thing that you see in its body, that is the cilia. You understand? Now this one too is ciliata. This one is flagella. This one is mastigophora. Look at the flagella. Can you see? This is the flagella. This is also a what? This is a flagella. You understand? This is a cilia. Can you see? Now look at trypanosome. This is a flagella. Can you see? And look at amoeba. This is their pseudopod outside. So these are how they look like. So this one is what? This one is flagella, represented with F. This one is cilia. This one is what? Pseudopod. Sorry, represented with P. Pseudopod. This one is also flagellate. You understand? So that is what? That is how they actually look like. Now look at this. This is their microscopic view of protozoans, different protozoans. Can you see? This is an amoeba. I can actually relate with that. This is an amoeba. This is a flagellate. This is a flagellate. Now these are what? These are protozoans. Now look at this. This is an amoeba under the microscope. This is an amoeba. Can you see? It has no shape because it has no pellicle. No what? No pellicle. Pellicle. So that is, we are going to be talking about more of this. You understand? I hope you understand what I explained. So let us go back. Let's go back to what you have explained. And this is everything that we have explained today. Thank you so much for listening. Subscribe to our channel to learn more about what? About zoology and other courses that we'll be offering. Thank you so much. Good night.